Welcome to Peak Analytics.
Jochen Mass was more than just a racing driver. He was a symbol of an era when motorsport was as much about bravery and camaraderie as it was about speed and technology. His journey from a small Bavarian town to the world's most famous circuits is a story of passion, resilience, and a lifelong love for competition. If you appreciate the stories of motorsport legends, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth biographies and tributes. Born on September 30th, 1946, in Dorfen, Bavaria, Jochen Mass grew up in post-war Germany, a time of rebuilding and new beginnings. His early life was shaped by the sea. Inspired by his grandfather, he joined the Merchant Navy after leaving school. For several years, Mass travelled the world on ships, gaining a sense of discipline and adventure that would later serve him well on the racetrack. But it was a chance visit to a hill climb event, where his then-girlfriend was working as a steward, that ignited his passion for motorsport. The roar of engines and the thrill of competition drew him in, and he decided to change course, leaving the sea behind for the world of racing. Mass's entry into motorsport was humble. He began as an apprentice at an Alfa Romeo dealership, where his mechanical aptitude and natural talent behind the wheel quickly became apparent. He started racing in Formula V, a popular entry-level single-seater series, before moving up to Formula 3 and then Formula 2. His breakthrough came in 1972, when he won the prestigious 24 Hours of Spa, one of the world's toughest endurance races. The following year, he finished as runner-up in the European Formula 2 Championship, cementing his status as one of Germany's most promising young drivers. Jochen Mass made his Formula 1 debut in 1973 with the Surtees team, but it was his move to McLaren in 1974 that brought him into the international spotlight. Mass partnered with Emerson Fittipaldi and later James Hunt, racing against legends like Niki Lauda and Mario Andretti. In 1975, he achieved his only F1 victory at the Spanish Grand Prix, a bittersweet win overshadowed by a tragic accident that claimed the lives of 4 spectators. Despite the circumstances, the victory was a testament to Mass's skill and determination. Over the next decade, Mass raced for several F1 teams, including ATS, Arrows, and March. He started 105 Grands Prix, earning 8 podium finishes, 2 fastest laps, and a reputation as a consistent and reliable driver. However, his F1 career was not without hardship. In 1980, Mass suffered a serious crash at the Austrian Grand Prix, fracturing vertebrae and bruising his neck. He made a remarkable recovery, returning to the cockpit with his trademark resilience. Tragedy struck again in 1982, when Mass was involved in 2 of the most harrowing incidents in Formula 1 history. At the Belgian Grand Prix in Zolder, he was the driver who collided with Gilles Villeneuve during qualifying, an accident that resulted in the Canadian star's death. Just weeks later, Mass himself was involved in a terrifying crash with Mauro Baldi at the French Grand Prix. Shaken by these events, and with the dangers of the sport weighing heavily on him, Mass decided to retire from Formula 1. Yet, Jochen Mass's racing story was far from over. He found a new home in endurance and sports car racing, where his smooth driving style and tactical acumen made him a formidable competitor. Mass became a mainstay in the World Sports Car Championship, the Deutsche Rennsportmeisterschaft (DRM), and the Interserie. He raced for legendary teams like Porsche and Sauber Mercedes, achieving some of his greatest successes in the world's most grueling endurance events. In 1989, Mass reached the pinnacle of his endurance racing career by winning the 24 Hours of Le Mans, alongside Manuel Reuter and Stanley Dickens, in a Sauber Mercedes C9. The victory was a crowning achievement, placing him among the elite drivers who have conquered the world's most famous endurance race. He also claimed wins at the 12 Hours of Sebring, the 24 Hours of Spa, and numerous other prestigious events, earning respect as one of the most versatile drivers of his generation. Off the track, Jochen Mass was known for his intelligence, wit, and generosity. He was a mentor to young drivers, most notably through his work with the Mercedes Young Driver program, where he helped guide future stars like Michael Schumacher and Karl Wendlinger. From 1993 to 1997, he brought his insights and charm to millions of viewers as a commentator for RTL, Germany's leading Formula One broadcaster. He also became a familiar face at historic racing events, such as the Goodwood Festival of Speed, where fans could see him behind the wheel of classic Mercedes and Porsche race cars. Jochen Mass's personal life was as rich and varied as his racing career. He was married twice, first to Esti, with whom he had 2 sons, and later to Bettina, with whom he had 2 daughters. In his later years, Mass settled in the south of France, enjoying a lifestyle that balanced his love of the sea, classic cars, and the tranquility of the Mediterranean. He was known for his warmth, humility, and the deep friendships he maintained with fellow racers and fans alike. Financially, Mass's decades-long career at the top of international motorsport, combined with his later work as a commentator, coach, and brand ambassador, afforded him a comfortable and secure lifestyle. While exact figures are private, it is widely believed that his net worth was in the multi-million euro range, reflecting both his sporting achievements and his business acumen. In February 2025, Jochen Mass suffered a stroke, which forced him to withdraw from public appearances and focus on his health. Despite the best efforts of his family and medical team, his condition deteriorated, and he passed away peacefully in Cannes on May 4, 2025, at the age of 78. His wife Bettina and his children were by his side, and tributes poured in from across the motorsport world. Jochen Mass is remembered not just for his victories, but for his sportsmanship, resilience, and the joy he brought to racing fans everywhere. He was a driver who faced both triumph and tragedy with grace, and who gave back to the sport that defined his life. His legacy lives on in the memories of those who watched him race, the young drivers he mentored, and the enduring spirit of competition that he embodied. If Jochen Mass's story inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe for more in-depth tributes to the legends of motorsport. And in the comments, share your favourite Jochen Mass moment or memory. Let's honour his life and legacy together.